Yeah, these numbers are so small, I can't really
Okay.
see that.
Well, page 3 should be easy to find.
Yeah.
All right, we're welcoming the assessor and friends with us today, and so the floor is yours. Go ahead.
Okay, I think we'll start with the assessor.
Introduce yourself.
Oh, I'm Anita Hymas, the Bannock County Assessor. And,
I'm Randy Hobson, Bannock County Chief Deputy Assessor.
okay.
Thank you.
We're good now. So we'll start with the assessor budget, which covers our Department of Motor Vehicles. So honestly, I'm really not asking to change anything on this one. Because, I mean, the only thing I would change if I had anything to say about salaries would be that to raise them to a grade 6 if possible, just to be competitive and to, because they do take on a lot of work. We are doing, we raised our admin fee $1. That seems to have helped with our revenue. And we also are taking on registrations by phone now. We also do virtuals on the computer, but we're also taking on registrations by phone. And it really has been a good thing. When they're not busy, they can just pick up and take a line and you can register online now by phone. So that's helping a little bit. I think with our revenues, I think we're seeing a little bit better revenues this year than last year.
Yep.
So that has been a good thing there. But really, we do just going down their line items. We have asked for, the only reason I've asked for education and travel in their budget is because the state is tightening things down for them on ITD, and I just don't know when they're going to decide to start making them pay for their own stuff. Because right now ITD pays for their motels, they pay for everything, but they have cut back on how many meetings they're having now because it's become too expensive for them. So I'm almost anticipating that at some point they're going to make us pay that, and that's been in our budget for a while. So that's really all. And we do, our queuing system is just the ticket taker, and so we have to buy tickets for that. And the actual little plastic thing, so far it's holding up okay. So if we have to buy one of those, that would come out of that budget as well. But that's really, unless you have any other questions, there's not a whole lot of changes on that.
Overall, it went down about $2,000 just in the operating supplies.
Okay,
So down about $2,000 just in your operating overall for the budget. Good on that one?
Think so. That's an easy
So,
one.
so my question again, and I didn't realize this, that if people go online, we do not get the admin fee.
we do not. Now, the phone, now they've just started this new program with the phones, and we do get our admin fee on those. But if they mail them in, or, we don't get our admin fee anymore, and that has really hurt.
So it would be nice to encourage
Yeah,
citizens to,
I appreciated them telling me that, when I was over there, and they thanked me for coming in there. And I think through COVID, through all of that other stuff, that wasn't the most pleasant experience. But I think we need to have you got the capacity to have more people come in there?
We do. I mean, they're going to be busier, but we do have the capacity. We have space for it. Like right now, there's a full bench full of people over there
Okay.
doing it. So I
Well,
appreciate them coming.
this time of year, but I just think we need to make sure we are opening and welcoming, and we invite people to come there rather than send them to the state website.
And we're one of the few places, well, in fact, I think we're the only place in town that sells park and rec stuff, or like boats and things. We're one of the few vendors here in town. And so that's been a plus too. And having the bins back open has been awesome, because they're really using those spaces. That's been good, because we have lost that little bit of revenue from the bins. We don't get a whole lot from them, but we get a few dollars. And so that has helped to open that back up.
I guess the other question I have is, through the years, there's been people that have gone to other counties to get their registrations. Simply think, well, it's faster or whatever it is. And so here again, we don't want to send our admin fees to other counties. So whatever we can do to encourage them to come here and make it a good experience there.
The appointment
Yeah.
process has been amazing. I mean, you set your appointment, you go,
And
you're in and you're
Huge
out.
help.
So,
Right, we
Huge
really
help.
have. It's been, I think, in the last couple of years, it has gotten better. That has gotten way better, and we've kind of gotten it out there. Just put it in my newsletter every month. We make sure we put a D&D thing in there telling them and encouraging people to come in. I know that it's unfortunately cheaper if they do it by mail, but there's so many problems with the state. They don't get their license plates. I had a guy call the other day that hadn't gotten his license plates. He had done it online 5 months ago.
Wow.
And so we can help facilitate some of that. If we do it here, it kind of makes it a little quicker process.
I think word of mouth still one of your best
Oh, I-
things, just what we can do to make it pleasant experience for, the parking's got to help now, that the street through there, it'd almost be interesting to invite people to come check it out,
That's-
you know, be inviting, because that is a revenue stream, plus it's a service that we can do better than the state.
And the new remodel over there with the signing counter, that's been a major plus. People have loved that signing counter, and it's just made, so I thank you for that. But I just think things are going good, and I know the ticket pulling thing, it was kind of funny at first, but it really has turned out to be well, because people aren't waiting.
Yep.
They can make appointments if they want to, but they just come in, take a number, and it just flows.
Okay.
It just really does. So I'm pleased with what they're doing. And we've gone from years ago, probably 4 or 5 years ago, we had 10 people. Now we're down to 7 and 1 part-timer. So they're taking on a lot. But they get the job done.
Okay. Thanks for that, and just keep getting that word out somehow to invite them back, come and see your changes.
And I haven't heard anybody from the other counties complaining. The assessors in Power and Bingham haven't said anything to me, so I'm sure that, I think things have gotten better. So we've got some of them back.
Cool, thank you.
anything else on assessor?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Appraisal 64.
What?
64.
Okay. You know what, again, I'm gonna discuss salaries for just a second, but, so we do have an appraisal assistant. And it is number, let's see, which number do you want? 108001 on the line. That position, we have not had for a year. We kind of did that as a practice thing to see, and we really did okay without them. So I'm on the fence on that one, whether to make it just a part-time position or get rid of it completely. I know how he would vote, but that is a position that if we needed to free up, we could. Because we have 3, well, we have technically 4 assistants. 3 are considered appraisal assistants. 1 is considered a plat room assistant, but we've given her a few more duties to help out the appraisal assistants during circuit breaker time. And so we really did not need that position. Part-time would be nice just because it would give us some opportunity that when the ladies didn't need to go on vacation, that we would have a filler. But I think I always hesitate to get rid of positions, but I think, and then we also have a plat room, or not a plat room, an appraisal position as well, the certified appraiser, and that would be the one that ends in 601, I do plan to hire for that one. We
It's just
haven't
currently
as
vacant.
of yet, but I do plan, and with the growth we're seeing, I think we have everything.
I think we discussed that when you were getting ready to put this budget together, and now's just not a great time to train an appraiser because they're going through BOE. So once BOE got done,
Yeah, because
the discussion was to open it back up.
Yeah, and it would open up as an appraisal trainee
Right.
at first.
But we budgeted for a certified appraiser, and then, but it would just be paid a grade 8. And then once that position is brought to certification, it would go up to a 10.
Yeah.
If I've got my grades right. Yeah.
Yeah, because 10 is certified, yeah. And then I do have a potential retirement payout coming in 2026, possible payout, probably in late September. Would be, yeah.
Right now, we've got that budgeted on the request at 10,000. We may be able to reduce that down to 5. So we'll watch that as we do the court recommendation and confirm what the potential payout would be.
So I guess going down to the B budget there. Just really not asking for a lot. I'm not. We want to keep the travel and education for the appraisals so they can get their CERs. We are continuing ed hours. We are already we're sending 4 or 5 people over to Boise this summer to get some, but they have to have 32 credits every 2 years. And some of them like to build those credits up, and then they don't go for a year, and then we're trying to get them built up. I will say that the state has done a great job doing more regional classes. Still costs to go to the class, but a lot of them are just, like in Idaho Falls, I think we have one coming up in Grigsby, and so we don't have to use motels and stuff for that, which makes it kind of nice. So the state is trying to do that because of the budget constraints throughout the state. So that's for everybody. So we do ask for that. I do have we still use our iPads. That's why we have $3,000 in cellular telephone data. We use that for when they go out in the field. They use them for hotspots in various areas of the county. We also use them when we go out to the various cities for PTR. They're amazing to take with us to all the different cities. We can just do them right there online and scan them in, and they're there. So we do still use that. And the professional service line for $5,000. I have been talking to our consulting appraiser at the State Tax Commission, and he has somebody that might be willing to come and look at our industrials, because we have not looked at our industrials in a long time. So I kind of would like to keep that in case for that. So he's given us a name on that. Contract services is Master's Touch. This year we were super close to at $30,000 mark, not quite there, but I worry that, I think for now we're okay, but in the future with postage going up, we could see an increase on that line, definitely. But we can't go any lower than that, because it was, I think, to just mail the notices was about $20,000, and then they charge us for, well, that was for postage, and then mailing them is added. Unfortunately, I tend to go higher on the postage, so that if they don't need it, then they credit us towards their mailing. So they're really good to work with that way. So
It offsets on the final bill.
it kind of offsets on the final bill. Our final bill was $8,000 before because the credit was postage. budget, so it kind of all came out in the wash.
Okay.
And that was good. I kept GIS mapping at 5,000 just so we can have supplies for our flat room if we need new cabinets. And again, Randy and I know for our travel for chief deputy and assessor, I've asked to just keep that the same. That seemed to work out pretty good. And optometry is in there somewhere. If I missed
It's higher up.
optometry.
It's closer to the top
Yeah,
of your
it
operating.
is. I'm sorry. Under software support, we've got $10,000 in there for pictometry flyovers and for any updates to software we might have.
And how we do the pictometry is, that's coordinated through GIS, but she charges the multiple departments a portion, so that you can see the cost.
Are we sharing that spectrometry with other people?
Sometimes, yes, but they'll pay their portion as well.
Okay.
Bannock Transportation has paid in the
That's what I was
past.
thinking.
Pokey and Chubbuck have paid as well in the past. I think Chubbuck withdrew because they weren't seeing a benefit, but,
Okay.
and I'd have to talk to Heather and see what the plan is for next year.
Yeah, we talked about that last week in Bannock Transportation. I couldn't remember if they did or not, so thank you.
And no new vehicles for next year.
And that's really all I have. If you guys have questions.
I don't.
Yeah, that looks great.
You know, thanks for what you do over there. So,
Yeah, thank you.
And I know those poor ladies on the front, once in a while, get some real interesting folks, you know, who walk in there, and I've always seen them treating people very kindly.
Well, we sure appreciate the upgrades over there. We do. We're all freezing with the new system, but that's okay. Nobody's gonna cry because we're excited we have it. But it's the new, just the new facilities are great that we get, and so we appreciate that a lot.
Okay, well,
Okay.
good job, thank you.
Okay.
Well done.
It's hard to ask any questions or problems when it's under budget from last year.
No, I know.
It's just like, okay, scooch. Yeah.
Our next
Sit till 1.